Hello, welcome to another episode on this channel. And today I want to talk about, I guess it's a question that so many people ask, and some of which some persons just jump into as normal. So the question is, when do you need a lawyer in your property transaction? When do you need a lawyer in your property transaction? Is it before you start thinking of buying the property, or after you have bought the property, or maybe in between the whole transaction? When exactly do you get a lawyer involved in your property transaction? You want to buy, when do you need a lawyer? I guess it's a question that you really would need an answer to, and of course you have to watch to the end of this video so that you will get the full gist. My name is Raymond Ijeomah, and I'm a real estate entrepreneur as well as a property lawyer here in Nigeria. I also serve as the managing director of Fortreal Rei Ltd, a real estate company registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission with the intent to, with the objective of real estate, helping clients with their real estate investment, securities, project supervision, property management, as well as consultancy. And let's go right in. When exactly do you need a lawyer for your real estate transaction? Is it before, is it during, or is it after you have made the purchase? Usually, the practice here in Nigeria is that after you, the average practice for a lot of persons, the practice is after you have checked out the land and you have made payment, and you go look for a lawyer to help you prepare the title documents, right? And as a matter of fact, some persons prepare the title document themselves. One of these days I will address that issue, but for today, let us focus on when exactly do you need a lawyer. Alright, so after they have made their purchase, they go look for a lawyer, and the lawyer simply prepares his agreement, takes his money, and everyone goes back home. Is that the right thing to do? Is it okay to do your transactions like that? That is exactly what this video is going to answer. So, ordinarily, the duty of a lawyer, as far as property transaction goes, is ordinarily, on the average, it is to prepare your title document. But I remember that in law school we were taught that part of the duties of a lawyer as per the property transaction is due diligence. To be real, let me be real here. Most clients get to pay lawyers very ridiculously, and some of them are left with the idea of, let me do this and get out. And most clients talk very lightly. They do not see the importance of lawyers in their property transaction. They do not see the importance. They just see it as, oh, put the document together and give us a sign. And in this era of seal or stamp, rather, attach your stamp to it. They don't attach relevance or importance to the responsibilities and duties of a lawyer in their property transactions. As a matter of fact, they pay agents more than they pay lawyers. I don't know why that is so. But sadly, it is what it is, right? Okay, so here, okay, sorry, just a bit of distractions in my mind, not within. Okay, so how do we proceed from here? Okay, let's pause that. I cannot exactly begin to tell stories of how clients have. In fact, I remember one that specifically told me that they were bringing me in to come and chop. I felt really insulted, and I made it very clear that I did not like that statement. I took exception to that kind of statement. For God's sake, I'm rendering professional service to you. You do not have to insult me in the process. Eventually, I didn't take the deal because first there was already an established idea of what exactly is he doing, right? Come and chop. In Nigeria, by way of translation, it simply means they just simply the translation is, oh, what exactly? It's just not just to, so the money was good at the end of it. Was good, but not exactly what I was supposed to pay, and I turned it down because the services that a lawyer renders is professional. Okay, we're already jumping to where we shouldn't jump to yet. So, part of the duties of a lawyer ordinarily is to help carry out due diligence. And due diligence simply means that you find out, look a bit deeper beyond just writing papers. Look a bit deeper to be sure that the property or the transaction is the right one to go into at that particular point in time, so that everybody, the client, the person buying, is safe, right? And that's simply what due diligence is. But today, a lot of lawyers do not do that, and a lot of clients do not care, right? And that's because they just want to pay whatever they want to pay and move on. But do you really need a lawyer? And if you do, when do you need a lawyer? So I'll tell a couple of stories. So in the course of doing property transactions, doing documentations, I've seen cases where, okay, for instance, I've told this story a number of times of how I was helping a client to get a property, and in the course of property was a good one, good deal, price was nice, and the location was amazing, right? And upon requesting for the title document, I discovered that something major was missing in the title document, and there was no way that transaction would be a good one at the end of the day if the status quo of that document remained the same. Second story. There was this woman that walked into my office, and she was a trader, excuse me, a hardworking one. And if you see her, you would see the African woman that is hardworking and wants to improve her life and that of her children. I saw it right in her face. It was written all over her. And I of course, I was inspired by her push, doing her petty trade, and also being able to save money to buy a property. So she came to my office, showed me the document, and I looked at the document and I'm like, nah, madam, something is wrong here. Part of what was in that document was the fact that there was from the surface of the document, the intention was to try to make the document look original, but obviously I could see it, that it wasn't. And then there was also, I can't remember the details, but a couple of things were wrong with the title document. So I asked her to, sadly she had already paid money to the person she was buying from, and she went back. Upon going back, she came back sometime later, I think the next day or so, and she brought another title document. And this time around, she by the time she asked the owner, told the owner what her lawyer said, he said the owner opened up to her and told her that he had sold that property with that document several times to people, and that but there's one that he hasn't sold at all, and he gave her an original document for that particular property. Sincerely, if she had not already made payment to that man, that kind of person is not a person you buy property for at all. Sadly, she already made the payment, and retrieving it was a big issue. So eventually we had to use that second document, which on the surface of it was good, apart from maybe the man decides to go and do something else later. But with respect to that particular document for another property, it was good. So one more story. Okay, let's make do with that too. I've done a lot of transactions like that, where in the middle of the transaction, the seller will have to go back to the buyer. The buyer will have to go back to the seller because something was wrong or something was missing, or the documents are not in order or something. So it then goes, do you need a lawyer? Do you involve a lawyer when you are starting the process of getting the land, or you need a lawyer when you have made payment? The answer is, for me, not because I'm a lawyer, but this is simply logical. For these transactions I've talked about, how do you are not a lawyer, maybe you'd read online and find out something, but a lawyer's job is a lawyer's job. It's a professional service, and plus with extra experience in the field of practice, a lawyer really has an edge and has a way of seeing transactions, seeing an error when there is one there, right? So looking at it logically, having made payment, you've done your thing, you've made payment, and then you go to a lawyer and realize that something is wrong. You possibly may not be able to retrieve that money, or you start dragging the seller for your money. So why not focus, or why not carry a lawyer alongside, such that the lawyer also helps with due diligence, so that when you are doing documentation, because as you are checking the property, the physical property itself, you are also checking the title document alongside, because they both go together. You can't separate the two of them. The property itself, as in the physical location, is not different from the document. They both go together, right? If you don't have good property, if you don't have good documentation, there's no property. If you have good documentation and property is taken by somebody else, there's also a problem. So the point is, both go together. You can't separate them, right? So in as much as you maybe want to save costs, some persons it's not even a matter of cost, it's just a matter of bad practice. But really, if you want to do real estate, a lawyer has a key role to play in it. A lawyer has a key role to play in your real estate transaction, in a land purchase, in a property purchase. A lawyer has a key role to play, because his professional services require that he is able to see certain things, discover certain things, help you do due diligence, such as applying for a search to find out if there's any encumbrance on the land, on the property, right? And beyond that, maybe there's a covenant running on the land. A lawyer would find that out for you, right? So I'll leave you to determine whether you need a lawyer when, before, or after you have made your purchase. And on that note, my name again is Raymond Ijeomah, and I am a real estate entrepreneur as well as a property lawyer here in Nigeria. If you have not subscribed to this video, do well to subscribe and turn on the notifications so that you will get you'll be notified as often as I post videos or I upload videos on this channel. And on that note, we'd like to say bye bye.